Welcome back to some more exciting SFL action. We are here in Philadelphia, and today I am not joined by my broadcast partner. I am here alone on commentary for the first time this season here in the SFL. The rest of Week 6 will continue as such. But even though I am alone here in the booth, I am excited to give you some fresh commentary for this game. We have the Atlanta Falcons here against the Philadelphia Eagles, and these two teams, last time they faced off, it was a real shocking moment for the Philadelphia Eagles, who lost in a terrible crushing defeat 7-45, but tonight looking to change their fortune a little bit. The Eagles have not been looking as good in recent weeks as they were at the very beginning of the season, but maybe now is the time. Whereas on the other end of the field, the Atlanta Falcons, who are going to be kicking this ball away, still undefeated here in the SFL. Only two teams in the SFL are undefeated in the regular season, the Falcons and the Patriots, and the Falcons looking to continue that streak with a sixth straight victory. As John Fortnite receives the kick here, so we'll see if Juju comes out on the field, but John Football, most importantly right now, the quarterback for Philadelphia Eagles. He has been doing great all around this season, but a week that he did not do so well, of course, was when they last faced the Atlanta Falcons here in Week 3. That was a very difficult game for John Football. Not able to get as many great passes in as we are used to seeing here, because this Falcons defense is just simply too strong. We'll see if he's able to crack the code here and get through this tough defense in tonight's game. But the first snap is about to be underway, and it gets handed off, and stuffed up in the back. It looks like that might have been, it was. And the first play of the night for the Philadelphia Eagles loses 2 yards. And you gotta hope, if you're an Eagles fan, that that does not become a recurring theme here tonight. But the Falcons defense, one of the strongest in the entire league, really able to close down on every play, and the Falcons definitely see the Eagles as their rivals in this division. NFC rivals here. The Falcons, if they're able to win this game, will all but certainly be in the NFC Championships, whereas the Eagles are in a dangerous position where if they... the movie guy with a solid reception there, though. But if they lose this game, then the Eagles will be tied with the Seahawks record once again, and the fight for second place to see who will go to the NFC Championship game is really something you need to look for here in the NFC. But we'll see how this first drive ends up. John Football making up for the 2 yards lost with a 9-yard gain, but and Bernard are able to get through, but was he brought back? We have a flag on the play.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Face mask on the defense. Greek god Prometheus with the first penalty of the night, and that is going to be great for
automatic first down.
A first down, the moving of the chains for the first time tonight, and the Eagles needed that. It was a close run. I don't know if they would have given Emperor Narnar the first down, and the last thing you want to see on the first drive of the game is a 3-and-out. So now John Football having an opportunity to move this into Falcons territory, as this ball and this new set of downs will start right at midfield, right on the 50. Definitely seems a little more run-focused, handing it to Emperor Narnar frequently, but as we can see right there, another loss. Might not be working the best. 3 rushes, negative 2 yards total on the night, and Colonel Sanders able to get a tackle there behind the line. But right now, I'm interested to see that the Eagles are so focused on their ground game, handing it off to Emperor Narnar, when, of course, as we've learned, John Football, great at passing the ball, a very all-around solid quarterback, perhaps not trying to repeat the tragedy that was last time the Eagles faced the Atlanta Falcons, but you know that against such a difficult team, you need to make big plays happen. We'll see what they're able to do now as they're backed up 2 yards back into their own territory. John Football dropping back. Lots to just throw that one away. A lot of pressure crashing up on him. The receivers are able to get up, but let's take a look at the Eagles offense. One of the strongest offenses here in the league, and look at these backs and receivers. Juju Smith-Schuster, of course, arguably the best receiver on this team, but shockingly not getting as much action all around this season as we were expecting. Especially because he's trying to share the spotlight with John Fortnite, who definitely seems to be taking the field tonight. We did worry that perhaps Juju Smith-Schuster was injured last week, so could be trying to rest his body. But oh, an inaccurate pass from John Football there. And that's going to force a 4th and 12. They're going to have to punt this away just barely within their own territory. But yeah, right now the Eagles having a difficult night, already starting to look like they're on track for another heartbreaking game against the Falcons. But of course, the night is still young. The Falcons haven't even had the ball yet. This game is scoreless. We'll see what they'll do as it is punted away to them as they're about to begin their first possession, and it falls out of bounds. No, it goes back through the end zone, so it's going to be started at the 20. And the Falcons offense moving back out on the field, led by the quarterback, Douglas J. Falcon. Douglas J. Falcon, absolutely the star player of this all-around incredible team. Definitely a well-rounded quarterback, but we'll see if he's able to increase his stats here tonight against Philadelphia Eagles, which he's become well accustomed to defeating. It's such a blowout game. The Falcons have really come into their own, especially later on in the season. Of course, undefeated here in the regular season, coming off the back of a defeat in the preseason. Titans. And the Falcons have just looked more and more unstoppable with each week. And we'll see if that continues. Falcon with a pass up to Duke Nukem. A first down just like that from Duke Nukem. And what a great first play. Able to move the chains. 14 yards on that pass. Right now the Falcons are just going to want to make these drives quick and clean. Of course, Duke Cornell was able to get the tackle there. An incredible defensive player here for the Eagles defense. And a lot is going to be resting on the shoulders of this defense. We'll see if they're able to stop the momentum of the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, and Ike, the one and only Ike, one of the best running backs in the league, able to rush up and move the chains just like that. Kid Nation Jimmy was able to stop him from getting any more, but a new set of downs nonetheless. Now, Eagles had a difficult week last week, even against the Green Bay Packers, who, of course, have not won a game yet here in the SFL, but they brought the Eagles to overtime just last week, so Eagles definitely have some problems they need to work out here. We'll see if they can fix these problems tonight, but right now, oh, things are looking great for the Falcons, but there's a flag on the play. Oh, and Ike is brought down hard. We'll see what that flag is.
Illegal touching. Offense.
Another foul. That one was on one and only Ike, and so not going to help the Falcons at all. That is going to aid the Eagles. 2nd and 10. And that was a really great play to move the chains from the Falcons, so being able to bring that back is going to be very helpful for the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see if they're able to make anything happen and stop this drive. Now they're forced back. They forced the Falcons back to a 2nd and 10 on their own 45-yard line.
Go! 18 Gator. Watch 54.
Jay Falcon with the snap, looking down the field for a receiver, and oh, he finds one, but out of bounds. Not the best pass there. But I think right now we should take a look at the Falcons offense, who, of course, we mentioned it before with the Eagles offense being strong, but the Falcons offense arguably even stronger, all around great, with, of course, the one and only Ike, 30s Milkman, Gabe DeGrossi, Duke Nukem, Johnny Stronk. All of these players incredible at everything that they do. But they're going to need a big play right here to get out of this 3rd and 10 situation that the Eagles defense has forced them into. Will we see 2 drives back-to-back result in no points? Falcon does not want that to happen. He's going to launch it down the field, and it is caught by Johnny Stronk. Them into the red zone. What a huge play. And now things are suddenly looking phenomenal for the Atlanta Falcons. That great pass. 39 yards for Johnny Stronk. It was a scary 3rd and 10 situation, but just like that, a bold play, as we're used to seeing from Douglas J. Falcon, allows for a great opportunity to put the first points of this game on the board. Falcon drops back, throws it down, and it is caught. It is caught by Johnny Stronk once again, but brought down by this incredible Eagles defense has some amazing players. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, of course, all these linebackers, Kerry King Purple, Duke Cornell, and The Rage. Secondary, these safeties are incredibly good. Keep your eye on Hideo Kojima for these big pass plays to see what he's able to do. Very strong defensive player there, but right now, they're not able to stop anything. The Falcons on the 13-yard line, 2nd and 7. They have a very good chance to move the chains around the 5-yard line, but it's going to be handed off, and a hard hit by the defense there. Stuffs the one and only Ike. STB wide. He's not sorry to bother Ike there and stop him. No extra yardage there at all. I think he might have lost a yard there, actually. A yard was lost on the play. Great defense forcing yet another 3rd down conversion for the Falcons. We'll see if they're able to make it count. Looks like Douglas J. Falcon might be dropping back for a pass. We'll see. As he awaits the snap, he drops back. He is going to be passing it. We'll see if he looks for the end zone. He does, and it's caught by Duke Nukem. Touchdown, Falcons. First points are on the board. Duke Nukem, the first person to get into the end zone tonight. Great work and a solid drive from the Atlanta Falcons, able to bring that into the end zone. Solid pass. A lot of pressure on them, but nonetheless, Douglas J. Falcon was able to get that to Duke Nukem. And he was able to bring it in. The Falcons take the first lead of the game as Jim Stronghold ready to kick the extra point away, and safe to say that he's going to make it through the uprights. And he does. Of course, we've mentioned it many times here in the SFL. An extra point has never, ever been missed here in the SFL, so would be surprised to see that not change throughout the whole season, because those kicks are hard to miss. Now 7-0 in favor of the Atlanta Falcons. The Philadelphia Eagles already feeling the heat. They weren't even able to get into Falcons territory, even with the penalty last time they had the ball. So we'll see if the Eagles are going to bring something back here. We have John Fortnite here receiving the kick once again. It's definitely, one can assume that perhaps Juju Smith-Schuster staying on the bench for his health's sake, especially against such an aggressive Falcons defense. I can't say I disagree with the Eagles there, but we'll see if Juju actually does ever make it out on the field tonight. John Football coming back out on the field, and that last drive had to be a bit embarrassing for him. I believe only one single completed pass, with perhaps, I think, 3 attempts. Not the best start for the night for John Football, who in the first few weeks of the SFL had a very solid claim to potentially be on the NFC All-Star team in the quarterback position, but it definitely seems like with poor games like last time he faced the Falcons, it might not be true. But another run attempt here. Once again, very surprising to see it ran so many times against this strong Falcons defense. Of course, Jack Morrison, Soldier 76, Pat Boyven, Wooly Madden, some of the best linebackers in the league. And of course, you'll see these men right there on your screen trying to stop these big pass plays that John Football will attempt here. But the hometown crowd definitely feeling a little bit anxious, not still in their seats, as right now all the odds are stacked against the Eagles in this game. Another run there. Looks like Martin Lee, Mr. Negative, was actually the one to get the ball there. Interesting choice to bring Mr. Negative out on the field, and once again not able to get too much. A 3rd and 8 situation. The Eagles are stuck at their yard line as there's just under 2 minutes to play in this first quarter. A very slow-paced, low-scoring game. Definitely seems to be what is going to happen here tonight in Philadelphia. A bit of a high snap, but able to recover from that very well. Oh! And it's Juju Smith-Schuster. Just when I thought he wasn't going to show up on the field, he comes in. But no, they're not going to count him in bounds, and the Eagles are furious at that. That was a close call. We're going to need to see the replay here. Juju Smith-Schuster comes out on the field, and he is brought down hard. They're not giving him those yards, and there's not even going to be a review of the play. I'm not sure how much I agree with that, but Nonetheless, I suppose we can say at least we can confirm Juju Smith-Schuster is playing tonight, or at least on certain plays, but nonetheless, the ball is going back to the Falcons, who will start at the 27-yard line. Douglas J. Falcon in great field position as he is coming back out on the field. And I don't know what it is about the Atlanta Falcons, but the Philadelphia Eagles just seem to never have any luck against them. The shellacking that they took in Week 3 against the Falcons really proves that, and tonight seems to be no different. The Falcons have just absolutely scouted out all of the weaknesses of the Philadelphia Eagles, and they exploit them expertly. We'll see what Falcons are able to do to exploit the Eagles. Oh, an attempted run from the one and only Ike, unsuccessful. That looked like a tackle from Karaoke King Purple. It was Karaoke King Purple able to take out the one and only Ike 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And now if the Eagles defense are able to keep making plays like that, then this game could still be in their hands. We'll see what they're able to do. Of course, the Eagles looking to do whatever they can to be the first team in the regular season to defeat the Atlanta Falcons. And now, oh, Ike weaving through. What a great run from the one and only Ike, making up for that loss of 3. My God, what a huge play. As now there is under 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. Ike was able to weave all of those blockers and defenders. Let's get a replay. Look at this run, weaving through everything, a serpentine pattern, getting well past the first down line, almost getting all the way up to midfield. There's now there are 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and Douglas J. Falcon is under center. Well, we might see him trust Ike to run the ball once again to get it into enemy territory, but looks like we have a man in motion here. I think that's Dick Kickham, perhaps. And now Ike moving through a juke, another juke. Oh, and if he was not brought down right there, that could have been all the way into the end zone. The one and only Ike definitely fired up now tonight. Not going to make those tackles for a loss mean anything to him, showing why he is one of, if not the very best running back in the entire SFL. What great skill he had there. Dodging Garage Mechanic there as well. Oh no, Garage Mechanic was actually the one who was able to get him down. Great work from Garage Mechanic, stopping what could have been a scoring play right there. But even with that great stop, the Philadelphia Eagles have got to be feeling a lot of pressure.
Set. 10-2 stop.
Because the Falcons were just laying it on them right now. Every play just seems to... Ike once again with the ball, juking again, and yet another first down. 3 plays in a row has Ike gotten the ball, and those same 3 plays he's able to get first downs. And at the end of the first quarter, the score is only 7-0. The Eagles, despite the fact that they have not been able to make much happen on offense, have been able to stop the Falcons to a position where they've only been able to get 7 points. So I can definitely say that this game is very possible for the Philadelphia Eagles to win. It all rests on the shoulders of their defense, being able to stop the Falcons here. And back on John Football specifically to make those big passes happen. But this definitely looks like it will be a better game for them than the last time they faced the Falcons. But we'll see if that's true. Duke Nukem gets the ball, and wow, gets more yards than I expected there. I expected maybe only 4 yards from that one, but he flips it and gets 7 instead. A lot of pressure on the Eagles here, as now the Falcons have moved into the red zone once again. Falcon about to hand it off, and oh, great blocking! And oh, great blocking by the... Wow, another tackle, able to stop the one and only Ike from getting into the end zone. Ike stopped at the 1 yard line. Hideo Kojima making a great defensive play, as we're used to seeing from him, preventing Ike from running into the end zone there. John Football's frustrated, but got to imagine that he has to keep his head in the game. This game is still very much manageable. There's lots of football left to be played, and right now the score deficit only 7, although it could become 14 with this next play right here. Douglas J. Falcon awaits the snap, drops back, throws it into the end zone. No! Oh! Almost picked off by the Rage, it looks like. Couldn't quite see who actually got their hands on the ball there. But wow. What a great stop, nearly picked off, and that would have been heartbreaking for the Falcons to throw an interception 1 yard away from the end zone. We might see a rush play here, lots of tight packing goal line defense, but we'll see if Ike is able to break through. No, it's not Ike. Instead, number 32.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Number 32, I don't remember who that is. Oh, it's Hunton Coach. My God, the fullback Hunton Coach. I did not expect to ever mention his name here, but Hunton Coach with his first touchdown here in the SFL. Great work for the fullback. And now Jim Stronghold ready to kick this away, and the score deficit is now 14 points as the Falcons now take the lead by 2 possessions. Definitely manageable for the Eagles, but they need to make something happen right now. They have no more time to waste, no more drives that can end in punts. It's time to fire up. We'll see if they're able to make it happen here, but 2 unanswered touchdowns is not how the Philadelphia Eagles wants to start this, especially after such a difficult game last week against the Green Bay Packers, which they only narrowly won by 6 points in overtime. Right now, the Falcons very confident as ever. We'll see as Juju. No, Juju is not going to be receiving the kickoffs. Unsurprising because of the health scare, but we'll see if he comes back out on the field. A lot of weight resting on the shoulders of John Fortnite, who is just going. And this drive will start at the 25-yard line as John Football is running back out onto the field here with his offense. And right now, John Football just hasn't made anything happen. This is the drive to really bring back the John Football that these Philadelphia fans are used to seeing. At his best, he is absolutely one of the best quarterbacks in the SFL, but at his worst, it could be really heartbreaking and embarrassing for these Philadelphia Eagles. But he's trying not to allow the Falcons to exploit his weaknesses. We'll see if he's able to make something happen. Another handoff here, but ooh, not the best handoff right there. Martin Lee, Mr. Negative, was not able to get his hands properly on that, and now on the night, Mr. Negative is stuck in negative yardage. Soldier 76 was able to get a big stop there, and I'm just surprised that we're seeing the running game still come out so much for these Eagles, especially with such great run defense with people such as the aforementioned Jack Morrison, Soldier 76. And yeah, as you can see there, the Falcons have allowed -3 rushing yards tonight, and once again, John Football goes under center. Not sure why we're still seeing this, but no, a play action pass. That was a very... Was it deep? No, and over the head of the Spike God, and John Football into the second quarter right now has only passed for 9 yards. And this is just heartbreaking for the Eagles. Nothing is working. And oh, on the top of your screen, Juju Smith-Schuster is out on the field. We'll see if Juju Smith-Schuster gets the ball here. But no, a throw down the field, and no, it steps out of bounds. A big step out of bounds there, and another 4th down, 4th and 9, and his first reception on the night, but Mr. Negative not able to make anything happen. The Falcons defense just applying way too much pressure. John Football, he's not able to get any of those big passing plays in. They're covering the receivers too well. It's just not a good night to try and pass or rush against the Falcons, and recipe for disaster. But we'll see what the Eagles defense is able to do with the Falcons offense once again coming back out on the field. And let's look at these replays. This has just been an incredible night for Ike. He's been brought down, but he keeps getting back up and getting big yardage. Not able to get that last yard and get into the end zone. But Ike, I would not be surprised if he gets in the end zone at some point tonight, as he has definitely been the workhorse for the Falcons offense. We'll see. Falcon drops back. We'll see if this gets handed off to Ike. No, dropping back for a pass. Douglas J. Falcon throwing it down the field. Oh, and that is incomplete. You can see the signal from the Eagles bench. They agree with the decision there. Falcon just throwing a little bit too far to the sideline. I understand what he's trying to do, trying to push up against the sideline just to preserve time, but we're early in the second quarter. I don't understand why that's such a concern. 14 points in the lead, and he just keeps throwing it out of bounds. Oh, wow! Ike able to get more yardage than I expected there. Able to get yet another first down, pushing through once again. Ike already at 86 yards on the night. Doing phenomenal for this Atlanta Falcons team. Great blocking as well. All around, just great work is being shown from the Falcons offense. And things like that are exactly why the Falcons are the top team in the NFC right now, and why they have not lost the regular season. And the way tonight has been going, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see their record go up to 6-0. And now pushing forward is Ike once again, breaking past the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, and now into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. Ike with 60 additional yards there on that huge rushing touchdown. My God. And just as I expected, Ike able to get into the end zone here in the first half of play with a huge 60. And now suddenly things are looking scary once again for the Eagles. And although I was saying it's not looking as bad as their first time facing the Falcons, that might change right now, especially with Ike being on fire as he has been lately. 20-0 is the current score, but that is about to become 21, I would imagine, with Jim Stronghold ready to kick this extra point away. And now, suddenly, victory for the Eagles looks nearly impossible as the score of this game is 21-0 in favor of the undefeated Atlanta Falcons. And now the stunned silence of the crowd is starting to set in, because the first quarter was definitely looking not too bad, especially on the defensive end for the Eagles, but now they're just getting smoked by the one and only Ike. We'll see if that'll continue, but John Fortnite going to be receiving this kick. We've seen John Fortnite and Smith-Schuster in equal measure out on the field, which is very unique for the Eagles. We haven't seen that all season, but right now it's definitely not seeming to work as they still have no points on the board.
All day, baby, let's go! Let's go!
John Football making sure that he's got the right calls here, and he knows that he needs to get his head in the game. He cannot allow for another 3 and out. He needs to get points on the board. We'll see if he's able to make it happen, but tonight has just not been good for John Football. I still believe only one single completed pass. Yeah, only 9 yards on the night, it seems, for the Eagles total. Oh, wow, and almost, no, not almost picked off, actually, but, oh, no. That was actually 2 completed passes. I forgot about the second pass to Martin Lee that was successful, but still. That pass was going to the movie guy, but once again, great work from the Falcons defense, able to stop that from happening, swatting it out of the hands of the movie guy. And there's just nothing John Football can do to get past this daunting Falcons defense. Juju Smith-Schuster out on the field, throwing it up, and Juju catches it. Who gets some yardage there with John Football's 3rd completion of the night, forcing another 3rd down. Juju Smith-Schuster now has 6 yards on the night, and
Here we go.
we'll see if he gets more comfortable. And yeah, once again, Juju Smith-Schuster out on the field. Yet again, it looks like they're getting a little more comfortable with him being back out on the field, and it's thrown, no, and almost picked off. And a 4th down once again from the Eagles, and you've got to question what's going on in the head of John Football right now. He just threw to the wrong team entirely there. I don't know what exactly he was aiming for, but almost picked off by the Falcons by Liam Allen Miller, and that would have been even worse for the Eagles, who are already dealing with a 4th and 4. We'll likely have to see him punt it. And another punt for the Eagles is, of course, the last thing that they wanted, and bouncing, at the 2-yard line. Wow, at least you can say it was a great punt from Steelmasher, one of the best punts we've seen in the SFL. The Falcons will start this drive at their own 2-yard, and you can already see there's a little bit of pressure now for the Falcons. Ike looking a little bit nervous as he comes out on the field, but he's been having such a good night, I don't think he's too shaken up about this. 98 yards away from the opposing end zone, and they're huddled up in their own end zone. But we'll see what they're able to do with this. Wouldn't be surprised if Falcon just goes for a big pass, but it doesn't look like it. Falcon under center despite being on his own 2-yard line. It might go to Ike, who's running it up, and Ike's stuck on the outside, but no, runs through the 10. Oh my goodness, if he was able to get that spin and keep running, we could have seen perhaps a 100-yard touchdown rush, but my God, able to get stopped there, and suddenly a little bit easier to breathe for the Falcons offense as Ike is able to make a huge rush play, getting them out of dangerous territory. Don't have to worry about a safety on the board, at least for right now. The 18-yard line, much better field position for them now. Once again to Ike, who is just getting the ball on every single play, it seems. 6 yards after contact, able to move the chains once again. Not shocking at all from the one and only Ike, who has just been carrying his team so far tonight. And John Football is so angry, so frustrated. He does not want to be embarrassed like this in front of a hometown crowd, but the Falcons are just white hot. They're absolutely unstoppable.
Set. 60 yards. Pick me up. Here we go. Hit it.
Running up the center is Ike. And oh, Ike is brought down, but we do have a flag on the play.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Oh, and that one is on Hungry Man Shoe Nice. Unfortunate defensive penalty.
Automatic first down.
And that's going to aid the Falcons, who are already having a very solid drive. Now pushing them near midfield. The Falcons with a fresh set of downs on their own 47-yard line, and that penalty is going to be one that they're going to need to look back on and make sure it doesn't happen again, because that is going to be very costly. It was a big stop on Ike that now turned into great field position for the Falcons. A lot of flags have been thrown in this game, so interesting to see. And Ike is just running. Ike turns those guns on and gets 10 yards up the field in the blink of an eye. Garage Mechanic with yet another tackle, though. Garage Mechanic definitely seeming to be the arch nemesis of Ike in this game, able to stop him most consistently.
Ready, break. 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Douglas J. Falcon drops back for another rush to Ike. No surprise there. This handoff looking so good. The handoff to Ike goes for yet another first down. His third run for over 20 yards. That was a 22-yard rush there, now breaking them into the red zone. And I can't state it enough just how great Ike, the one and only Ike, has been playing tonight.
Come on, set. 10-2 saw.
Absolutely leaving the Eagles defense in his dust. We'll see Falcon under center again. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another handoff, and we do, but oh! And just as I say that, the Eagles defense decide they've had enough, and they're going to force Ike to lose yardage. STBY, his second tackle for a loss. Absolutely stuffing Ike. Oh, that was Jim Ike, actually, I just realized. Not the one and only Ike. Trying to give some other running backs some time to shine, but right now the score is 21-0. Philadelphia Eagles, no points on the board right now, and that is by no fault of the defense, who has been playing rather well tonight, but more an unfortunate circumstance of the Eagles offense, who has just been absolutely destroyed by the Falcons defense. But right now we'll see if the offense for the Falcons is going to be able to drive this into the end zone for some final points before the half ends. And oh, out of bounds. Johnny Stronk was the intended target. If he was able to get his toes a little bit closer into the end zone, that would have been 7 more points on the board, I would have imagined. Johnny Stronk out of bounds, though, and now it is going to be 3rd and 11 for the Falcons on the opposing 19. Douglas J. Falcons just going to need to fire another pass into the end zone here. Will he get it? And oh, caught by Johnny Stronk, who reaches over the goal line, and now down for Johnny Stronk, confirmed by the line judges. more points on the board, and a great touchdown play from Captain Falcon to Johnny Strunk. We can see the replay right here. Johnny Strunk brought down, but able to reach over the goal line, and might need to see a replay on that because his knee might have been down. But oh, Juju Smith-Schuster furious there. Furious at just how this game has gone. But no, looks like no replay is going to be necessary. They're certain that he got over the goal line before his knee hit the ground. So instead, the extra point is up. And it is good. 28-0. The Falcons have definitely brought this game into their own hands, and what looked like a possible victory for the Eagles early on with their great defensive plays is suddenly looking incredibly unlikely. It looks all but certain that the undefeated streak of the Atlanta Falcons will continue tonight, but anything can happen in the SFL. There's still over half of this game remaining, but this drive right here from the Philadelphia Eagles will absolutely set the tone for the rest of this game as John Fortnite is standing back to receive this kick. Booted down, and he's not going to be able to run it back. He takes it, starting at the 25-yard line. John Football's coming back out on the field, and this has just not been his night. Emperor Narnar either, who's had 4 touches, and as you can see there, has lost 2 yards total. All around, on the ground and in the air, the Eagles have gotten little to no yardage at all. They haven't even broken into Falcons territory at all, and the first half of play is nearly over.
On the double.
So a lot resting on the shoulders of John Football here. He needs this drive to be incredible. He cannot keep letting these heartbreaking drives continue. Juju Smith-Schuster on the top of your screen, his favored receiver. But oh, swatted down and almost picked off the ground. My God. He's thrown 10 passes, and only 3 have been completed. This is such a terrible night for John Football. And if you look at his entire career, you can just see that he has so much trouble against the Falcons defense. And with how good they've been playing, it's easy to see why, but it's so unfortunate that John Football in particular is having such trouble and almost picked off yet again. Very surprising that we haven't been able to see an interception with how close it's been so many times tonight, and now a 3rd and 10. No yardage has been gained whatsoever on this drive, and John Football has one more chance to make it happen. 1 minute 44 seconds remaining in the first half of play, and the Eagles begging to get their first points on the board. And in motion here, John Fortnite was in motion, and oh, and it looked like Tetris Hochitobi. No, Emperor Narnar had the ball, but it didn't mean much. And now a timeout from the Atlanta Falcons. Surprising to see that, but they're going to try and get some more points, it seems. We'll see. And yeah, John Football frustrated on the sidelines. There's going to be yet another punt. This has just been heartbreaking, even more heartbreaking than week 3 when these two teams faced off, honestly. And oh wow, breaking out of that tackle, but not to much avail.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Ooh. And a foul on Jotaro Kujo there. Illegal block of the back. Douglas J. Falcon will be starting on the 10-yard line for this drive. 89 seconds remain in the first half, and this game has been all Falcons all the time.
3
Shoot. Falcon drops back, throws it deep, getting it up past the 20, up to the 23-yard line to Gabe DeGrossi. And it's definitely been a better night for Douglas J. on his passes than it has for John Football. But all around, definitely more run-focused tonight are the Atlanta Falcons, because the one and only Ike has absolutely bringing it against the Philadelphia Eagles.
On the ready. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Douglas J. Falcon under center, about to hand it off. Ike, no. Passing it up to Duke Nukem, but oh, Duke Nukem hit hard by the defense there, and now the Eagles defense starting to crash in on the Falcons offense, but might be a little too late here. And the Falcons will be starting with the ball here after the next 30 seconds pass, leading in to the second half. We might see one more play here from Douglas J. Falcon. We'll see if it's a handoff to Ike. Yes, this is the last play of the half, and it's a long bomb down the field, and it is, no! Just too far, and it almost was caught by Johnny Strong, but instead an incompletion will take us to the second half, and we'll see if the Eagles are going to be able to bring anything back against these Atlanta Falcons, but right now it's definitely looking like the Falcons are undefeated. We'll see what changes here in the second half. And we are here for the second half of play, and I must say it has been a terrible night for the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see if the Atlanta Falcons will keep the pressure going, but right now the Eagles are going to have to kick it away to the team that is beating them by 28 points right now. The Falcons will get the ball once again, caught by Snake. We'll see how far Snake takes it up, and up to the 25-yard line, the same as if it took a knee in the end zone. Not too bad as Douglas J. Falcon comes back out on the field, and all around Douglas J. Falcon has had a pretty average night so far. He does have 2 passing touchdowns, which is a great way to start the game in the first half, but we'll see if that can continue, because we saw a little bit before the first half ended. The Eagles defense definitely seems to be really fired up, and we'll see what changed as they had some time in the locker room to think about their game plan. But oh, right now definitely seeming a bit better as Ike is taken down after only getting 1 yard, and Ike, of course, the one and only, the big playmaker for the Falcons here tonight. We'll see if this streak of good defensive plays by the Eagles will continue.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Falcon under center once again. Won't be surprised if we see yet another handoff to Ike, and we do, who's running it up, but no, stops behind the first down line as the Falcons will be forced to third down. 1 yard to go. And now forcing a fourth down against the Falcons will be something incredible for the Eagles, and that could put them on track to a potential comeback. But if the Falcons are able to move the chains here, could spell disaster for the Eagles. We'll see, though, as Falcon awaits the snap. Drops back, and a handoff to Ike. Oh, they weren't ready for it. Oh, and it looked like it was going to be a pass, but a smart handoff to Ike gets them well past the first down line and into Eagles territory. Ike, once again, just proving how strong he is all around on the field, and my goodness. No doubt in my mind, if the Falcons win this game, I can guarantee that the player of the game will be the one and only Ike, as he has done so much for the Falcons here tonight. And the Eagles' defense have just had a really difficult time trying to stop all the momentum that he has at his back. Putting up the center here. Oh, Ike slips through! Somehow, once again, another big play from Ike and another first down for the Falcons. Ike at 253 rushing yards. My God, what a night it has been for the one and only. And John Football, as you can see, just emotionally distraught. He's absolutely heartbroken at this game. The Eagles fans at home were hoping that maybe tonight the bad luck that the Eagles have had lately would end, and they would be the first team to defeat the Falcons in the regular season. But right now it's not seeming like that's the case, with a great spin from Gabe the Glue-Man DeGrossi. And yes, Gabe the Glue-Man DeGrossi was actually able to get the first down there, his second reception. And now Glue-Man is at 23 receiving yards on the night.
Set 30 base.
Douglas J. Falcon crouching under center here. Hands it off to the one and only Ike, but Ike gets stuffed there. Great work by the defense, able to stop Ike from getting anything more than those 4 yards. Karaoke King Purple, once again, showing his prowess here on defense. but now 2 yards away from the red zone.
Set. 60 yards.
The Falcons might be just too close to stop now. I don't know if the Eagles will be able to do anything, but oh, perhaps I spoke too soon, as now they have forced the Falcons to a 3rd down and 3. The Rage was able to get the tackle there, and when the Eagles defense brings it, they can really bring a screeching halt to the Falcons drive, but it seems like it's taking them too long to get into their rhythm when this happens. And Falcon dropping back for a pass, and you can see Ike breathing incredibly heavy, so we're going to see a pass from Douglas J. Falcon, and it is completed to Duke Nukem, and that is going to be on the 10, and they're going to make it 1st and goal. 5 receptions and 48 receiving yards on the night for Duke Nukem before he was brought down by Ben Shapiro there. All around, in terms of the receiving game, Douglas J. Falcon trying his best to share the wealth as much as possible, but we haven't seen anything from 30's Milkman tonight, so we'll see if that changes here in the 2nd half.
Ready? 18 Gator.
Ike's still breathing heavy, but we'll see if Falcon disregards that and goes for a run play. No. Taking good note of the physical condition of the fellow players on his team, and instead passing it to Glue Man, who's able to get 5 more yards there. And the Falcons have been just playing near perfectly all night. 2nd and goal here. Ike ready now. I think Ike's got some energy left in the tank, so I wouldn't be surprised if Douglas J. Falcon tries to do a handoff here. And no, instead going for a quick pass to Duke Nukem, who quickly and swiftly runs it in for yet another touchdown for the Atlanta Falcons, who have extended the lead even further. Another touchdown for Duke Nukem, and that might just spell the beginning of the end here, if it wasn't already certain enough. I don't like calling it early. Don't want to call it in the 3rd quarter, but I think it's safe to say that the Atlanta Falcons will walk out of this game with yet another win, still undefeated in the SFL. And that will leave the Eagles to a 3-3 record, tied with the Seattle Seahawks. But we'll see how the rest of this game goes. There are still 9 minutes and 20 seconds of football left to play, as we are awaiting the extra point to make the score of this game now 35-0. You might see the 2nd ever shutout here in the SFL, which of course the first one was won by the Atlanta Falcons, who I think it's pretty safe to say are arguably the most dominant team in the SFL. Of course, one of 2 undefeated teams along with the Patriots, but the Patriots have been brought up to some very close games. But the Falcons, when they win, they have won by a lot. Perhaps maybe even the highest scoring team in the SFL, but I'm sure that the Eagles were hoping to silence the big mouths of the Falcons tonight, but it just doesn't seem like that is going to be the case. We'll see who, if anyone, will be able to stop the momentum, but the ball gets kicked back to the Eagles, and they need to score something on this game to prevent this from being the 2nd ever shutout in the history of the SFL. The Eagles, of course, great in their own right, but tonight has just not been their night, and we've seen this from them. A very hit-and-miss team all around. When they play their best, they're one of the best in the entire league, but when they cannot get in their groove, it's just heartbreaking and embarrassing to see sometimes. We'll see if they're able to get any points on the board here tonight.
Set, ready? 90 Wolf.
John Football absolutely being the weakest link on the offense here tonight. Not able to make any big plays, but dropping back incredibly fast, throwing it, and no, swatted away once again. It's unbelievable that in the 3rd quarter we can say only 3 completed passes have been thrown by John Football, but the Falcons' defense has just been able to stop almost everything that has come out of John Football's hands. And John Football going under center, we might see a return to the run plays, which weren't working in the 1st half, but maybe something changed at halftime. No, not a run play, another pass, and no! That one was all on the fault of John Football there, who just did not aim that throw correctly. And John Football, he feels a lot of pressure, and he's incredibly swayed by his environment, incredibly affected by it. So when the defense of an enemy team is in his head, it just makes him all around much worse on the field. And right now he's just trying to find anything, but he can't find anything at all, and a sack! And Tank Dempsey with the first sack we've seen of the night. And now 4th and 15 yet again. The streak continues. Every single drive that the Eagles have had tonight has ended in a punt, and that will not change here. 4th and 15 after that heartbreaking sack. And what great work from Tank Dempsey able to get there, because John Football just couldn't find anyone. Too much coverage out there down the field from the Falcons defense. And it forced them to have to eat a sack as they're going to punt it away once again. Oh, and a juke there. Oh, great work from Snake. Solid Snake able to return that punt for great field position, bringing it up to their own 39-yard line. And Douglas J. Falcon back out on the field with his offense, and his team is excited. They basically just guaranteed their ticket to the NFC Championship game tonight. Going to force them to 6 wins and 0 losses in the regular season. The Falcons, oh so dominant here in the SFL, dominating the NFC division. See what he's able to do here. Pass. Oh, hands it off to Ike, and oh, Ike gets tripped up by someone on the defense there. His leg clipped Garage Mechanic. That was whose leg he tripped on, and he had a lot of room to run, but instead falls down only after gaining 7 yards.
Ready. 8-3.
Now the clock is ticking down. Now only 1 minute remains in the third quarter, and it goes back to Ike, who runs it up, and another first down. The one and only Ike doing so much for this team. 275 yards. He has gotten the ball 22 times. What a night it has been for the one and only Ike. And if you do have Ike on your fantasy team, you have to be grinning with excitement and glee. This is such a great night for Ike.
You ready?
53, Mike. Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Sit up. Let's go.
Fucking hands off the ball once again to Ike, but Ike is able to get stopped right there, right at the line of scrimmage. No change in his total yardage on the night there. But now 15 seconds remain in the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised if we might not see anything else this quarter. At most, we'll see one more play. Oh, we're going to see one more. Hands it off to Ike, who runs it up. Oh, but he gets brought down at the end of the third quarter. And no points on the board at all for the Philadelphia Eagles in what is just as bad, perhaps if not worse, of a game for them than the last time that they faced the Atlanta Falcons. Because at least in that previous game, although they were scored on more than they have been so far tonight, the Philadelphia Eagles did get points on the board. And right now, with the way things have been going, I should say, I wouldn't be surprised if this game is scoreless for them. Oh, and a great pass up to Gabe the Glueman to Grossi, who gets thrown down. Another first down from the Atlanta Falcons. Garage Mechanic was the one who was able to bring down Gabe the Glueman to Grossi. Garage Mechanic having a very good night on defense here, but still doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to stop this drive from the Falcons. Oh, but Ike gets stuffed up there again. Now maybe the magic that Ike had throughout the rest of this game might be running out. We might see Douglas J. Falcon go back to focusing on the passing game. We'll see, though. 6 minutes remain in this game.
Here we go. 70, Indy. 54.
Hey, defense. Hey, defense. Let's go.
Shoot.
Back a handoff once again to Ike, and Ike brought down once again before the line. The Falcons with another third down. Only 2 yards away from moving the chains, but it's moments like this where you see the Eagles defense getting so close to stopping a drive by the Falcons, but on these third downs, Douglas J. Falcon is just far too clutch for this team.
We own them. We own them. Big grip.
Coming back, handing it out to Ike, but Ike, with all the pressure in the world to make that first down, unsuccessful, and this is it. The first time this game, the Falcons face fourth down. And we might see the first drive for the Falcons tonight that does not result in a touchdown. They might have to just settle for a field goal, as the Eagles defense starting to finally find their rhythm, admittedly far too late into the game. And yes, it looks like the units are moving. We're going to see a field goal attempt. It's kicked up. 3 more points on the board. 38-0 is the score as Jim Stronghold gets his first field goal of the night. And John Football just practicing those throws because he has just been inaccurate and all around just being shut down constantly by the Falcons defense. He needs to have pinpoint precision if he wants to get his team into the end zone, because right now the Falcons are playing at the top of their game, doing their best because they know at this point in the season, since they've gone this far being undefeated, they're not going to go easy. They want to go not only to the NFC Championship, but they want to go to the Super Bowl with no losses at their back. But the Eagles, on the other hand, just trying to do whatever they can to stay up here in second place in the NFC. But it has been hard, especially if they have more games like this. The fall from grace that the Eagles have suffered, definitely heartbreaking. But John Football going to need to take this final quarter of play to try and reverse their fortunes in any way, just get some points on the board, because I'm sure everyone here in Philadelphia is already certain that the Eagles have lost this game, but the Eagles just need to do whatever they can to get some points on the board, improve their statistics, because this game has just been
Ready, set.
a nightmare for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hit it.
Throwing it deep. Nope, not a care in the world. And oh, lots of pressure on Juju Smith-Schuster, who is the intended target there. Great work from the Falcons defense, putting a lot of pressure on him, and Juju was not able to bring that in, but much more precise pass there from John Football. We are seeing a slight improvement from him here tonight, but we'll see if it's able to make any difference.
Ready.
Coming back for yet another pass. Ooh. Finds a target. Oh, and swatted down once again. This Falcons defense just is unstoppable. Like playing against a brick wall. Another third down. 3rd and 10 for the Philadelphia Eagles. And you can see on everyone's faces on this team, they're so frustrated to face a defense who's playing almost perfectly in every single regard. Coming back for yet another pass. The last chance for John Football here to make something happen, and oh, out of bounds and swatted away. Even though that was the case, another 4th down and 10. Every single drive for the Eagles has ended in the ball being punted away. We'll see if they decide to punt it, or if they decide that at this point in the game they might as well just go for it. The decision rests on their shoulders right now, and yeah, that was not in bounds in any regard, not even close. Just got a little bit excited, pulled the trigger with a little bit too much force to John Football, and instead of going for it, they just decide they're going to punt it away. I think this is the Eagles waving the white flag in what could be yet another blowout in favor of the Atlanta Falcons. And this drive for Douglas J. Falcon will start at the 26-yard line, and Douglas J. Falcon all around solid work from this quarterback here tonight, leading his team to yet another victory here in the regular season. And it's easy to see why, with great play calls and great athleticism all around on this team, but especially from the running back, the one and only Ike. It's easy to see why the Falcons are the best team in the NFC. Running back running up the middle is Ike. Oh, Ike did a bit of a juke there. I don't know if it was necessary. He probably could have kept running forward, and he had lots of open space, but 5 yards either way, stopped by the Eagles defense.
Here we go. 60 yards.
53, Mike, 53. Focus, defense, focus.
5.
Fake handoff there. Play action pass. Douglas J. Falcon really waiting on this one. Throws it down and caught by, I believe, Dick Kickham.
Let's go.
It is Dick Kickham with his first reception of the night. Able to get some yardage. There's 17 yards on his first reception. Good work from Douglas J. Falcon. Definitely sharing the wealth with all different players on his team. But as I mentioned before, still no receptions for 30's Milkman tonight, which is a very curious statistic, but we'll see. Could be for any number of reasons. Things are absolutely working fine for the Falcons tonight, even without him receiving the ball. Less than a minute away from the 2-minute warning. Oh, and Ike was hit hard there. Loses a yard on that one. Not too many tackles for a loss as Ike suffered tonight, and the rage was able to force the one and only Ike behind the line of scrimmage there. Second and 11 for the Falcons, but losing yardage has not scared them at all tonight. Incredibly focused as ever are the Atlanta Falcons. Douglas J. Falcon under center again, likely going to see yet another handoff, and we do to Ike yet again, but Ike brought down once more. But he's able to make up the yardage that he lost. Gain of 2 yards on that play, and the 2-minute warning has hit. 38-0 is the score of this game, and it's all but certain that we're going to see the second ever shutout in the history of the SFL. Both now in the history books, courtesy of the unstoppable Atlanta Falcons. Whoa, what a juke! But not able to get the first down there. Great run from Ike, and now another 4th down forced by the Eagles defense. If the Eagles defense was able to bring this energy throughout the whole game, this could have been a very, very different story. The second 4th down that the Falcons are going to have to deal with here. Both drives now, back-to-back in a row here. Not successful in getting into the end zone, so we're going to see a punt here from Grundle Smasher as he comes out onto the field. The first punt of the night for the Atlanta Falcons, and now the Eagles do have an opportunity to make something happen as the ball falls out of bounds at the 9-yard line. All around a very solid punt from Grundle Smasher there. He kicked it really high up too, my God. John Football coming back out on the field, trying to do whatever he can to stop this from being a total shutout. He just needs any points on the board. A touchdown, a field goal, anything to get rid of that heartbreaking goose egg as he huddles up with his feet inside his own end zone.
Down.
77 seconds remain in this football game. 77 seconds for the Eagles to make something happen, stepping out of the end zone. Great work, but oh, he's sacked at the 2-yard line. I thought maybe that was at the 1, and that could have been a safety for the Falcons. But wow, great work right there. That little step that you just saw is what prevented the Eagles from suffering a safety. This little step right here, great work from him to step out of the end zone, and they're going to have a chance to make up for that loss. But wow, now the ball is spotted at the 2-yard line. Terrible, terrible field position, especially when you're stuck at a 2nd and 17. John Football lines up, feet inside his own end zone. Falcons defense, oh, and dropping back. Here he goes. Lots of pressure here. He needs to find something out. He throws it. It's thrown to Juju Smith-Schuster, but Juju Smith-Schuster only able to get a couple of yards. And wow, that throw was not a second too soon. Almost sacked there, but able to get the throw away. And Juju Smith-Schuster, the reliable wide receiver, able to receive the ball and force it up to the 4-yard line. But now less than 30 seconds remain in this game of football.
You must be getting tired of seeing
And it looks like this is going to be it. The second shutout in SFL history, unless something can happen in 15 seconds. John Football, he throws it down the field. It's caught by the spike god. 7 seconds remain, but that's where they're going to end the game. They're not even going to call a timeout. One more for the stats, and the game is over. The second shutout in SFL history, and the Eagles have done nothing to stop it, even though the momentum just started to swing in their favor for the first time all night. The biggest play of the Eagles had this entire evening was the last of the game, courtesy of the spike god, and that is going to be it. 38-0. The Falcons are still undefeated here in the SFL with 2 shutout victories under their belt. And the player of the game, the one and only Ike, 302 yards on 31 carries and a touchdown, with his longest being a 61-yard rush. What a night for the one and only Ike, and what a night for the Atlanta Falcons. A second shutout, 38-0 victory. And you got to imagine that the Eagles are going to look back at this one and try to fix all of the problems that they had here tonight. And we'll see what they're able to do next week here in the SFL, because the stats that we can see here are not at all what they need to be the number 2 team this season and go into the NFC Championship. But we'll see what happens next week for both of these teams. We'll see if the Eagles will bounce back, and we'll see if the Falcons will remain undefeated. We'll see you then.